Alright, so welcome today to today's talk, and in this strange times, I don't know, I've become a little poetic, so I'm going to continue my Boericke series, but I thought of starting today with a very interesting kind of poem, which is very inspiring for me actually. This is by Rudyard Kipling, and if you haven't heard it, I think you're missing something in life. I think this is a poem which can really inspire you, so I'm going to start. If you can't keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can't trust yourself when all men doubt you but make allowance for their doubting too, if you can wait and not be tiring by waiting or being lied about, done deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating, and yet don't look too good not to look too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with Trump and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. I think this is the most interesting line. If you can dream but not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with Trump and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same. It just means that can we take success and failure in the same light? And if you can bear to hear the truth you have spoken, twisted by nerves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken and stoop and build them with worn out tools. This is also something that I really am fond of in these lines. Watch the things you gave your life to broken, which means you gave everything to something. And if it's broken, can you stoop, build them with worn out tools? It's so inspiring. It's a whole poem. I don't want to really bore you with it, but if you get time and if you read it really well, you'll know what I mean. Alright, so let's come back to our favorite Mr. Boericke. Where are you, Mr. Boericke? Okay, so we were last seen at I think sarcolactic acid was one of the remedies I did last, and let's go to the next remedy. We'll talk about salicylic acid. Would be a very important remedy in today's time. One of the very interesting keynote that I want to tell you, which I've used in cases that there is a lot of weakness remaining after influenza, like China, like abrotanum, and also very important remedy for rheumatism and Meniere's disease. So this is a very important symptom: roaring, ringing in the ears, deafness with vertigo, retinitis after influenza, so eye affected after fever. Think about it: retinal hemorrhage, salicylic acid; vertigo, tendency to fall on the left side; piercing pain in the temples; incipient coryza. Okay, a very important remedy for rheumatism. Acute articular rheumatism, worse by touch, sweat, pain shifts, copious foot sweats, and ill effects were suppressed. Knees swollen and painful. So, along with Kali iode, this would be a very important remedy for joint articular rheumatism. Very lesser used remedy. Itching better by scratching, sweat without sleep, lot of purpura necrosis. I believe it's a psychosyphilitic form of remedy. Okay, pharyngitis, swallowing difficult. I spoke to you about it. And yeah, this is the more or less salicylic acid. Let's go to next. Salix nigra. It's a black wallow. What is the main thing I want to talk to you? It's a totally a remedy for, it's a psychotic miasm remedy, but totally it's a remedy based on for sexual dysfunction. So it has a positive action on generative organs of both sexes, hysteria, nervousness, lot of libido thoughts, moderate sexual passion, satyriasis and erotomania, acute gonorrhea after masturbation. In male sphere, painful movement of testicles, which is interesting, and in female, very interestingly, nymphomania, bleeding with uterine fibroids, before during menses, much nervous disturbances. Very interesting. Very lesser used remedy also. Always compare it with huminum. Let's go to the next. Salvia officinalis. It's sage tea actually. It's a tea, and it's a remedy which belongs to Labiatae family, which is a lot of excitement. And the main thing I'll tell you it's used for is what's it called as hyper sweat. When there's a lot of sweat on your palms and feet, excessive sweat, and it's not reducing by anything else. Think about this remedy. Colliculitis sweat, cold extremities, hyperhidrosis it's called as, just like silica, but more excited people. Think about this very important remedy. There's a little tubercular miasm here. One more very interesting remedy, let me tell you. Saponaria, mainly in today's times, whenever cold has just started, sardi just shuru hui hai, when the coryza has just started, it will often break up the cold. And sore throat, very interesting remedy. But there's a lot of depression and sleepiness in this remedy, you can see. Indifference to pain and all that. So, lot of headache, supraorbital pain, left-sided. Tired feeling in the nape of the neck, coryza, like a drunkenness feeling, a little bit close to gelsemium, if I may say so. Left-sided trigeminal neuralgia also. Violent eye pains, again left-sided neuralgias, photophobia, also very important for glaucoma and also for thyroid. Increased intraocular, I think it's one of the only remedy where it's written increased intraocular pressure. That's why very important for glaucoma. Nausea, not relieved by eructations, and a lot of palpitations. Everything is aggravated at night, mental exertion left side. This is saponaria. So interesting, huh? So these are some remedies I spoke to you about, and I hope you're continuing studies.